Hey there, hope you're having a good day. It's been a while since I posted much original content, so I decided to take a little detour this time. Probably will post another song before long, but this is not about that. This is a complete detour from that, and so I thought I'd share some stuff that hopefully maybe will have some value for some. Not sure who needs it, but maybe it'll be valuable to somebody. Quick disclaimer because I'm going to talk about some health things. I'm not a doctor, and you shouldn't follow anything that I say without consulting yours. And I want to emphasize that. Really, this video is strictly for encouragement to you or whoever might need it and personal interest. That's it, nothing more. What I'm going to go through, it's nothing magic, just some simple tips that I've used, and anyone really can use them. And there will be a bonus at the end of the video. It's a free blueprint, really, to talk about planning and process and support and an evidence tracker for how I'm doing this, how I'm achieving some of the results that I am. Kind of background, I guess. I've tried and I've actually succeeded a few times to lose weight, get more fit, things like that. So why do it again now? Well, I only succeeded part way. I didn't stick with it to really get exactly where I wanted to be. I got part way, worked really well, but I didn't stay with it. And gradually I fell back. Maybe not all the way in all cases. Again, not where I wanted to be. So how's this time different? Well, I decided to apply a very specific strategy or process to myself for this deal, which I've assembled and used over the last 10 years in business. It's a super simple process. It works extremely well in business. A lot of time businesses nobody's ever done that with them before, and it's really effective. So why wouldn't I have used that on myself? Not really sure. I've only used it for business, but all of a sudden I was like, well, why don't I just try that on me, right? So I'll just kind of go through an overview of the system that I've used in business and that I'm now using on myself. Step one is discovery. Clearly defining where I am, why, an honest assessment. This is step two of how things are working and what I want to change and why. You might call that the painful present. We want to really explore that, get details around that, really understand that, and the reasons why I don't want to be there if I don't. Then mapping out the trip from here to there. This is step four, mapping out the trip. It's kind of like if you wanted to go somewhere in your car. You want to go from LA to New York. Okay, now you have the first and last step. Where am I? Where do I want to go? The next step is, well, how do I want to get there? What's my route look like? Are there things I want to see along the way? Probably want to take a look at where to get gas, or if there's somebody I want to visit along the way. So mapping out that roadmap. Step five is make the roadmap visual. I'm using 4 extremely helpful tools. Some I've used in business and personal life too. Some are new. So I'll run through those real quick. 4 extremely useful tools. Number one's flow charting. Use that for mapping out processes, right? How am I doing things today? What do I like? What do I not like? How would I like this to be different? What's the cost of that to me? That's particularly useful in business and can be very useful, like especially in a weight loss or any kind of health journey. I want to look at the end result of doing nothing or staying where I am. So flow charting is really valuable. Mind mapping, which is really just visual brainstorming. I can just throw stuff out there. It's a little bit like sticky notes on a whiteboard, and I have it visually so that I can start to organize that. I can move that to a more linear type organizational outliner, or I can just leave it in the mind mapping tool. The third is digital vision boarding, vivid imagery of where I want to go, where I want to be. Now, I've known about vision boarding and how successful it is. I mean, there's tons of research about how successful it is and how much it improves the probability of success in game planning and actually reaching goals that we're looking for. Did I do anything about it? Kinda. I mean, I made some years ago, cut out some stuff out of magazine. I didn't keep up with it. I didn't keep it right in front of me. I've known how much value other people have gotten out of it, but I really just didn't. No real good reason. Well, recently, I've kind of been reevaluating my workspace here a little bit, and I have 3 monitors, one big one in the middle, nice curved one, 2 on the sides in vertical orientation, and then my laptop. So I have 3 monitors plus the laptop. I found that was kind of distracting me a little bit because I would have work things on all 3 of the big monitors. So I darkened the 2 to see if I'd focus a little better. It did help, but then I started to explore vision boarding again, and I thought, well, I like stuff digital. I don't want to go and cut some stuff out and glue it on a board and then try to find some place to put it. But I've got these two giant digital bulletin boards right here. So I just lit them back up and started using some of the tools that I talked about and will talk about in some more detail. I did want to mention something that has been really valuable and has helped me a lot to kind of tumble to using one of the four tools that I mentioned here, and that's vision boarding. Recently, I had a visit with Debbie Luce. She does vision board workshops. Most of what she does is physical vision board, helps people build those. Her clients are amazingly happy. She's very successful for the obvious reasons because she's bringing a lot of value to people. Our visit really sparked thoughts that caused me to move in the direction. I was already on this weight loss journey at the time, but it just caused me to add the vision boarding piece to my tool. And I really feel like that is going to be a critical part in staying with it and actually accomplishing the goals that I'm looking to accomplish. I really just wanted to give Debbie a shout out. Wonderful person. If you talk to her, you'll understand what I mean. She's just totally awesome. So I will link to her site in the description. So I've put some, mainly on my left, I've put goals and some visual representations of places I want to be, successes that I want to have. On the right-hand side, it's more like a bulletin board. I just have an idea, I see a video or an article that I want to remember and go back to, I'll just put it over there on the right side. So that's working really well. It doesn't have to be anybody else's process. A person can do this in a physical way. A lot of people do and are really having great results with that. This just works for me. Okay, making the roadmap visual. So I talked about the first three: flow charting, mind mapping, and digital vision boarding. The fourth one is something called the 12-week year. That's a book by Brian Moran and Michael Lennington. I'm not affiliated with them at all, but it's a great book, and it's a process by which you can collapse what you want to do in a year down to 3 months, 12 weeks. So often people plan for the year, put it on a shelf or put it away, or just kind of gradually lose sight of it until the third quarter or worse later and realize, oh my goodness, I haven't made any progress toward these goals. So now we got to either try to rush or just go, you know what, it's not worth it. Forget about it. So the 12-week year allows me to keep what could be a year's worth of results into 12 weeks. They have some resources that you can go get free on their website, I believe. And I'll put a link to the book in the description here so that you can go look at that if you want. I also created my own tool for tracking the results that I want for my weight loss journey, but also for business things. I have a consulting business and even job things. I'm using that, and I can share the template that I created for myself. If you'd like, just tell me your interest. So that was steps 1 through 5. So step 6 is outlining the steps to follow the plan. So this is like that roadmap from LA to New York. We want to be detailed about that. Where are we going to get gas? Where are we going to stop? Where are we going to sleep? We want to get those steps laid out so that we can follow that plan and know what results that's bearing, but also if there's anything we need to change. Number 7, tracking and recording your progress. Obviously, you want to know, how am I doing compared to what I planned to do? Step 8 is periodic status check-ins with your accountability team. Frankly, this is an area I've not been very good. I do things a lot on my own, a bit of a hermit sometimes. I love people. I like just doing my own thing. A lot of times I don't share, but I also recognize that accountability helps us stay on track. As I said, I've not been great at that. And so for me, I thought, well, heck, if I do an occasional YouTube video, if there's some interest, or maybe even if there isn't any interest, that could be my accountability. You could be my accountability team if you choose to continue to watch. But the commitment for me to get the content done and talk about what I'm doing and talk about results is really today my accountability team. Number 9, just as needed. Like I said, you want to look at your results, see how you're doing compared to what you planned. And then if there's adjustments needed, either to my activity and action or to how I'm doing anything else, I want to do that during flight so that I don't end up 3 months down the road and, well, now I got to adjust. I can adjust in flight, and I want to do that. That's number 9. Number 10 is identifying and recording completion. When you're done with the project, when you're where you want to be, when we get to New York, we want to say, man, we made it. We had a great time. We got to see relatives in Missouri. Hotels were great. You just want to record that, know that you're done, and celebrate that. So last thing here, what are my results so far? Okay. Christmas 2023, this last year, a little over 3 months ago, I weighed 245 pounds. Today, I weigh 210 pounds. 245 is not my highest ever, but it is my highest probably in the last several years. It's time. So I'm at 210 today. What are my next steps? Well, I'm about halfway to where I want to go. So I've lost 35 pounds. I would like to lose another 35. That gets me to 175, about where I was in high school. At that point, I'm going to just pause there, decide how that looks and feels to me. Do I feel good? Assess the situation. Do I want to go lower? Do I want to go back up 5, 10 pounds, whatever it is, to be where I want to be? I want to have flexibility to adjust as needed there. I'll continue following my roadmap. So we're into the second 12 weeks of the year, just a little ways. If there's enough interest, I'll post updates periodically. I may do that anyway, even if nobody watches, because it keeps me accountable. So now to the bonus that I promised. If you'd like a free outline with more detail around the plan I'm using, tools, I'll provide that to you. You can email me at verlinlarson@gmail, or you can DM me on really any of the socials, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, Twitter, Insta. So the blueprint expands on that 10-point plan that I went through. It also gives some details about the actual tools that I'm using, like I mentioned. So if you feel like this has been helpful to you and or you'd like more, I'd sure like it if you'd comment. Tell me what you think. Like it if you do. Subscribe if you find value. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, any of those. I'm just at Verlin Larson, same spelling at those socials. This video focuses primarily on my reasons, what I'm doing, the whys, but also tools and the process. What I haven't mentioned is methodology, diet, exercise, tips and tricks. I will enumerate that in an upcoming video, so just watch for that. You guys, be kind to each other and yourself. Have a great day. All my best. See ya.